Hi BCPS, my name is Jessica. Have you ever wanted to mix a certain color for a painting but you just didn't know how? Well, you're in luck. Today I'm going to show you how to mix every color you will need in order to paint an apple. I will be using water mixable oil paints in this tutorial, but you can use any type of paint you have like acrylic or gouache. I firstly need to set up my palette. You can put your paints on anything that is readily available to you like a disposable plate or a plastic palette. I will be using palette paper that you can find at your local art supply store, but it is not necessary to have. You will also need a palette knife or paint brushes to mix your colors. I like to set up my colors on the corner edge of the palette paper so I have the rest of the piece to mix any color I want. I start with putting down titanium white paint on the corner of the page. On one side of the white, I put down all my warm colors. I usually have two types of yellow like cadmium yellow or lemon yellow, as well as two types of red like alizarin crimson and cadmium red. You don't need different hues of each color when starting off, but it's nice to have different variations of each color when you become more advanced. On the other side of the white, I put down all my cool colors, which usually includes ultramarine and cerulean blue, and sometimes purple or green. In the simplest form, a painting has three main colors: a highlight, midtone, and shadow color. To mix a highlight color for a red apple, I will use my palette paper and an equal part ratio of red to titanium white paint. You can also put a little bit of lemon yellow if you find that the highlight has more of an orange hue. To mix a midtone, I will use a ratio of 3/4 red to 1/4 titanium white. You might need to adjust the ratio depending on how light or dark your midtone looks. To mix a shadow, you have to refer to the color wheel. I know that a color's complement will create the best shadow. Green is the opposite color to red on the color wheel, so I will need to make a dark greenish color for the shadow. I will use mostly ultramarine blue and add a little bit of lemon yellow. The shadow must be very dark in order to create contrast in the painting. This is the most basic way to mix the colors necessary to paint an apple, but you can always expand your range of tones. Try looking very closely at the subject matter to find more colors you can mix. You can use a variety of colors of paint, not just the ones I used today. You can also change the ratio of each color. There are infinite possibilities in the world of color mixing.